What's going on, everybody? Jesus Christ. Welcome back to A Little Dicey. Man, this is Cold Hearts episode 2, everybody. How exciting. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us for the second episode of our new series, Cold Hearts. Unfortunately, last week we had to take a little bit of a hiatus. That's on me. I had a little bit of a scheduling issue thing pop up. Hopefully that will not happen again. I know, boo. I'm so sorry. But we are
hopefully
back.
Shell never finds work in this town again.
Hopefully I never become successful. But no, everything went well, and we are back here tonight for episode 2, session 2 of Cold Hearts. So if you thank you for joining us last week and sticking around. I believe some of our friends here were able to get together and play some games and hang out. So thank you guys for joining us for that. Yeah, we just have a couple things to go over. We're not going to do really many announcements or anything like that. We're just going to talk about our game and our channel and how we're a bit interactive and stuff like that. So if it's your first time joining us, or if you're catching this on YouTube for the VOD the following week, welcome. This is A Little Dicey. We play Dungeons and Dragons here. We've been playing a ongoing campaign called The Great Nelidian Crown for some time now. We got up to episode 45. All of that can be found on YouTube. So if you're interested in that and you're maybe in the mood, and maybe this popped up for you on your your suggested page on YouTube or something like that, and you were looking for a new series to binge watch or anything, we've got 45 episodes of The Great Nelidian Crown, which is a really wonderful sort of level 2 to level 8 story all the way through with a really fun party, which we will be eventually getting back to. We put that on hiatus for now to explore this sort of mini campaign. Our plan is to play 5 sessions of this campaign with these all new characters, with our same old fun group of pals that we play D&D with. Especially with our returning friend Jenna, which you will see on screen. She can wave to you right now. Yeehaw. So without further ado, like we said earlier, we are an interactive Dungeons and Dragons stream. So Hannah, why don't you tell our listeners and our chat and our watchers a little bit about what that means?
Yeah, so interact with the stream, comment, and watch out for those raffles. I remember words this week. To get points, and you can use them in the shop to do fun things like my favorite, screw the DM, make him roll some disadvantage so that we can kill whoever it is that's fighting us.
That was a great sentence that you worked out there at the end.
Thank you. I speak English.
Well done.
You can also make party drink or DM. Actually, we can do DM drink again, can't we? Dry January is over.
Dry January is over. It is now February. I have what's it called? A spiked coffee? What is that called? Like just like a
Irish
coffee? An Irish coffee. Thank you. Yes, I have an Irish coffee here in my lovely fuck off mug. It's probably backwards, but you can read. So there you are.
Because it is Irish, it is technically right now a feck off mug.
Oh yes, it's a feck off mug. That's right. Feck off.
I have a potion of it's just vodka. Elderflower vodka. So
I have a mystery drink, but my mug has the opposite energy of Sal's. Mine says, "I like you a latte."
Sorry, that was very gross.
Fucking stupid. Very good.
I can't believe it's just vodka.
I can't believe it's just vodka.
Listen, I was playing games before this. Did not have a whole lot of time.
Here we are.
You can also spend channel points to create a wild surge. Indigo is not here, but somehow a wild surge hasn't happened yet. I don't think, has it?
No one has redeemed.
We will see how that gets integrated, but that's also an option.
Yeah. And if this is your first time here, one of our channel rewards, like Jamie said, is Wild Search, which means in our previous or our hiatus campaign currently, we have a wild magic sorcerer character that Jamie gets to play named Indigo, as he was referencing. And if you're familiar with D&D, wild magic sorcerers get to sort of do random magical effects every once in a while, but as someone who participates in chat or anything like that, you might be able to unlock this reward, which automatically makes a wild magic surge happen in the game. And as Jamie was referring, even though the sorcerer Indigo is not here in this party, something or someone may or may not wildly magic search should you choose to redeem that. So be on the lookout for that. Matt, do you have a favorite of yours?
Yeah. Speaking of exciting options to interact with the stream, the most exciting thing you can do is generate a spooky noise. So if you want to hear a spooky noise, we got your spooky noises right here, is all I'm saying. In addition, if you want to create an NPC that Sal will create live and insert into the campaign, for example, a spooky noise salesman with an accent, then you can redeem that. Give them a race, class name. Make them as embarrassing for Sal as possible is generally the move, and they'll die sometime between 2 seconds after they're created in the world, and maybe never. Maybe they will be the big bad. You never know.
I just feel like that's the economical choice, because then you get like 10 spooky noises instead of.
That's true. If you redeem the spooky noise salesman, think of how many spooky noises you could have.
The spooky noise economy has never been better.
And if you slurp juice your spooky noise, you get more slurpy.
Some of you aren't getting it.
Sorry, that's extremely niche.
Your ape can take multiple slurp juices. I don't...
Pure spooky noise.
Oh, NFTs are a fucking joke.
Oh god.
Good job, everybody. Jenna, do you have one that can wrap this whole thing up?
Yes, the other cool thing you can get is you can give us an Easter egg, which is a way of giving us a goddamn clue. I would love that. You could do that. I could really use that more often than not, and so could all of us. So please help us get a hint when we can't figure out whatever puzzle Sal thinks is obvious.
I will say Easter egg has been I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I think Easter egg has probably been the most useful reward that we've had ever.
We've only gotten it like 2 or 3 times at the most, and it's been insane every time.
That's why it's expensive.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, because the main party dumped int across the board until Teresa showed up.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So, do you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or queries before we jump in? All right.
Yeah. Why are my ears so hot?
You know, I wish I could answer that, buddy, but
They're just so damn sexy.
yeah, I just want to. When last week, our new intrepid band of adventurers, known as the Cold Hearts, were summoned recently to their home keep, their home abode, by their de facto leader, the sort of wise old head of the Cold Heart sort of guild syndicate, known as Pendrag. Pen summoned you all to the Chilhearth Keep to make some sort of announcement. And not just all of you, but every member, every active member of the Cold Hearts Guild back to the Chilhearth Keep here in the southern portion of the kingdom of Naladai. At this gathering of the members of the Cold Hearts, Pendrag and his sort of recently developed right hand, Guinevere, made this completely out of character, dark, cold speech announcing the disbanding of the Cold Hearts Guild and introducing a new era of this fiendish conglomerate helmed by your old leader, Pendrag. And after revealing her true form, the succubus Guinevere, who you all believe has seemingly infiltrated the heart and the mind of your former leader. Here at this gathering, a legion of fiendish humanoids gathered and ransacked the Chillhearth Keep, killing, at least as far as you can tell, nearly all other members of the Cold Hearts Guild. With Pendrag, your leader, and his right hand, Guinevere, escaping through the sky, these fiendish interlopers just absolutely annihilated your friends, your brothers, your sisters, your siblings. All the while, each one of you fought them off, doing your best to stay alive, keeping only the things that you had on your person close to you, fleeing the Chillhearth down into the banks of the Scorched Coast, and boarding one of the smaller ships here at the dock of the Chillhearth. Once you were sort of out of earshot of this calamity happening, the burning inferno that you could see on the horizon setting in where the Chillhearth once stood, eventually you were able to wade out into the Cerulean Ocean, the southern Cerulean Ocean, to the point where you felt the stillness of the waters around you. Safe, but betrayed. Eventually, after conversing and trying your best to ascertain what just happened, you all decided to sail a little further in the night and dock to try to settle yourselves. Eventually settling yourselves near former enemy territory. Members of the White Tusk clan, this orcish family that you have had not necessarily dealings with, but interactions with, let's call them, clashes against, after being hired to protect the citizens and other merchants and traveling salesmen throughout all of the province of Amil, and some members of, or some citizens of the town of Hillmount, and even some citizens traveling from the large city of Cinerode through the many trade routes of the province of Amil, battling against the White Tusk orcs, raiding and killing and poaching these trade caravans. You're very familiar with these humanoids. And after docking at their shores, you decided to take a bit of your frustrations out on them, and hopefully you would be able to challenge whoever may be leading the White Tusk orcs here at their own orcish keep. And in doing so, defeat them and assuming the head position, the orcish chieftain of the White Tusk clan. And after successfully infiltrating, after defeating a very small lookout group at the docks of the White Tusk Keep, you barged in on a type of celebratory gathering, it seems, that the White Tusks were in the middle of having, and challenged their highest station in the White Tusk clan, the Bonebreaker. And after challenging her and her right hand, Steel Twister, you succeeded by slaying her, and the 50-some odd orcish raiders, all watching the whole challenge between you and Bonebreaker and Steel Twister, rejoiced in the fact that you are now their new de facto leader, it seems, at the very least. And essentially we left off there. You all sort of inheriting this orcish barbarian keep, and gaining a unit of orcish marauders at your disposal, and learning of the new followers of Steel Twister and the half-orc William, who introduced himself as sort of the major domo of the Bonebreaker before you all showed up. It seems as though Will, being a half-orc, is obviously half-orcish and half-humanoid. It seems as though he's one of the only ones that can speak pretty clear Common. So he is sort of your main interface between the rest of the White Tusk clan and yourselves. It is still the middle of the night, essentially, here, but things have died down quite a bit now. There's still a little bit of revelry going on, still a bit of drinking to be had and all that, but at this point, now that things have settled down, and I believe specifically Triss got the killing blow on the Bonebreaker, and so at this point, the reveling White Tusk orcs have put Triss down and sort of just, patted her on the back and all those things and congratulated each and every one of you. And now the party favors and the rest of the revelries, not necessarily fully dying down, but it's coming towards the end. It's about like 4 in the morning or so at this point. And you all are sort of in the midst of this courtyard area of this barbarian keep that you now seem to lead. Misha, the half-orc William approaches you at this point, who you can kind of tell via his complexion. He does seem to be at least a little bit tipsy, probably verging on drunk and relatively tired. He approaches you and says, so I'm going to head off to bed. Perhaps we can speak about, I don't know, whatever goings on you wish to direct tomorrow morning at whatever time we get back up.
Yeah, that would be fine. It's been a long day for all of us. Remind me, where does the Bonebreaker and her compatriots sleep around here?
Oh, right over there. And he points up to one of the larger central buildings that is sort of built into the it's kind of like it's like a lumber wall with sort of shellacked together with what seems to be mud and clay. And it's relatively impressive considering, the material that it's made out of, but it's definitely not like a hyper secure, wooden or stone wall that surrounds this courtyard area. But there definitely is a large, what would essentially be akin to an actual cabin that the wall is built into. And it's relatively large. So he points over to that part of the keep and says, the Bonebreaker usually stays in there, or sleeps under the stars, whichever you prefer. You are the the 5 of you are our sort of council now, I suppose.
Yeah, it seems so. And the White Tusk follows the Bonebreaker without question. Is that right?
Unless someone challenges, yes.
Good to know. Sleep well, my new friend.
Thank you. Yeah. Moon with you. And he
will be another big day tomorrow.
And he just sort of he furrows his brow a little bit. I guess I should get some rest then. And he turns and he heads towards another large sort of portion of the wall on the other side, but you can tell that this, from the outside looking in, it looks a little bit more like a barracks area.
He doesn't appear to have his own sort of place. He doesn't appear to have his own station as sort of the de facto strategist or interpreter or whatever.
No, it seems that he sleeps with the rank and file.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'll find the rest of the crew. I guess I'll look for Triss and let her know that she is king of the castle. It looks like you get the big bed, whatever it ends up being.
Me?
You are now the great leader, the Bonebreaker of the White Tusk.
This is a metaphorical big bet, then.
Yes, that is right.
Okay.
Yes, you know me. I love a metaphor. Always have. By the way, in case it wasn't clear, it seems they will do literally whatever you tell them to do. So until the time comes where somebody might challenge you, maybe you avoid metaphors.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you have the opportunity to play such fun games with them. You can make them do whatever you want to do.
That's true.
It'd be really entertaining.
Yeah. Number one, let's go kill that bitch Guinevere, right?
That is number one, yes.
Is that our plan?
I love it.
Are the rest of us here too, or are we gonna spread out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here too.
I'm drinking. I'm not.
I'll come over and join y'all. Yes. What should be our next plan of attack?
We're all looking
Just
at
like
you.
looking at the Bonebreaker for her leadership with a smile on my face.
Me. Oh gosh.
We'll need to start by locating Penn and Guinevere, won't we?
Obviously, yes. Oh. Yeah, we need to find Guinevere. We need to chop off some dicks, I believe.
Bite off
Here.
some dicks.
Oh,
It immediately loses freshness if you don't take it directly from the body, is my understanding.
Well, it's more about the visceral image of it rather than the actual mechanics, if that makes sense.
It's the emotional.
Exactly.
I see. Okay.
It threatens people on multiple fronts, you see. There's bodily harm, a bodily autonomy, sense of gender. We want to attack as many different avenues as possible.
It is not the flavor of the dick, it is the act of castration that makes it so delicious.
Yes, it's the emotional pain.
I understand. Yes. Well, it is possible that some members of the White Tusk might have heard something, or otherwise we just head out and start knocking on doors. I guess that's another metaphor, kind of.
does anybody have any way to locate her?
As we all check our
You all begin to sort of converse together about what your next move might be. You hear an abrupt sort of guttural sound from sort of behind your little huddled group.
Hey.
Pardon.
Yes.
And you turn and you can see it is Steel Twister, sort of leaned on his gnarled staff that he uses to walk. This sort of hunched, very long features, this odd spindly looking orcish folk that you had done battle with only a couple hours earlier. Sort of little bits of blood stained on his head still. Sort of shambles up to you. And he begins to trace his fingers in the air for a moment, and a pattern begins to light up, and there's a little bit of this sort of dark purple arcanum that begins to conjure around his face and head until it sinks in and it sort of penetrates his skull. I apologize. Common is not my native tongue, and it is difficult for me to converse. There's this weird... You fully understand everything that he's saying, but it's almost like there's this very slight little secondary voice that ever so slightly follows the common that he's speaking in this guttural, it's very reminiscent of just Orcish.
Is this like when you're watching a dub?
It's kind of like when you're watching a dub, but not like the way his mouth moves. You can see his actual like vernacular, like he's speaking common, and you're understanding common, but you can still ever so slightly hear. You can't really make it out, but it's obvious that this arcane influence is sort of beguiling his true orcish speech and melding it into common, if that makes any sense. There's this slight little undertone of this orcish speech that you can hear. It's like when you hear like four voices, leveled over each other, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To make it appear like it's a lot of people talking. And he says, "So I am modifying my speech. You seek to know the whereabouts of someone, yes?"
Yeah.
That's right.
I have created a sanctum beneath our keep. It houses many of my arcane artifacts. Every day, should you require it, at least once, I can peer through the veil of the realm. If you are familiar with who you seek, I can try to seek them out. Is that something that you would like me to do?
Yes. Yes, very much so, yes.
That sounds extremely useful.
Anything to please the Bonebreaker. And he sort of bows his head towards you, Triss. If you'd like, I can take care of that myself and relay to you what I've seen. You just need to provide me with the details of who you wish for me to seek. Or you can join me. I do not want to waste your time.
Would that be more likely to give a favorable result?
Well, it depends on who you are seeking. If I am familiar with them as well, then that is the most favorable. But if not, do your best to describe them to me. A visual is usually extraordinarily helpful.
Well, I'm
Are any of us, or I guess I wouldn't, do I know if any of us are capable of making illusions?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty certain that Misha's probably capable of doing that.
Nope. Suck it.
Damn, you're all fucking shit out of luck. Probably, if not Misha, then probably Dash.
Dash, are you able to provide our friend here with a illusion of? I assume we're looking for Ben.
I'm sorry. What?
Could you please create a picture of Pen for our friend here?
Here's about as close as I can get. And I just do a psh of sparkles with my prestidigitation. Not a whole lot of illusion in my spell book, big boy.
Not very close, no.
Have you talked to some of these orcish women? They love throwing me around. One of them said they want to peg me. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like a good time.
I think you should definitely go for it.
It is a good time, I can confirm.
You're gonna have a blast.
Good looking out. Steel Twister, whatever your name is.
You can call me Greg.
Greg. That's gonna be a lot easier for me right now. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Why don't you just explain? You've known Penn the longest out of all of us. Just to tell him about him.
About Pen?
Not you.
No.
Oh,
I know you couldn't tell because you don't know where I'm looking, but you're very drunk right now.
I will give my best description of Pen.
Okay. Greg just sort of nods along, and he says, if I remember correctly, this Pen, Bonebreaker called him the dragon. She held great respect for him. He is lost.
Yes, he's lost. He's lost his way, and we are going to help him find it.
I could
I will.
I could probably give you a better visual if we had like a disguise kit or something. I could make someone look a lot like him. Wait, am I the only human here? No, you. And I point at Misha. I could make you look a lot like Pen.
Resemblance would be striking, I'm sure.
I do not know what you would require in this. What is a disguise? This common word I do not understand. We do not have an equal in Orcish.
We could give you a makeover.
Using
Have that in
human
Orcish?
tools. Using human tools, I could make someone look like someone else. A disguise makes you look like not you.
Like
Why would you
war
ever
paint,
not
but
want to
for
look like
social
yourself?
situations.
Sir, have you ever had a bounty on you?
What is a bounty?
Oh, you're just dumb. Okay.
Ash.
He just looks around at the rest of the council, cracks his eyebrows.
I laugh.
I'll say I'm very sorry about my friend here. I think that what he's saying is that sometimes it can be useful to present yourself in a way that you are not. Here's an example. From talking to me, you might assume that I have a very pleasant and amiable demeanor, but this is actually a very rigorously rehearsed performance designed to make me seem approachable and non-threatening.
I don't know about all that. Don't believe him for a second. He's totally nice.
I think I will be able to successfully find the dragon that you seek. It is possible that he can simply hide himself from me, but I will do my best for the Bonebreaker. And he sort of bows his head again towards you, Tris.
Well, in this moment, I start laughing at myself, and I say, I forgot. And then I cast Disguise Self.
Yeah, that was like exactly what I was going for.
He was using the hands that made me think of a tiny illusion, but this is a different kind.
Yes.
Oh, Pen looks like this.
All right. Yes, I'm certain I can find him. So long as he is willing to be found, or at the very least, I am deft enough to find him. But I'm certain I can lock onto his location. Give me the night. I will rejoin you all when the sun rises. And when we have first feast, I will tell you of his whereabouts. For now,
Greg,
yes, Bonebreaker.
do you have the ability to look in on a place, just see what's there to see?
Yes.
Are you familiar with our keep?
Your keep, the dragon. What is it called?
The Chill Hearth.
The Chill Hearth.
Yes, I
Hearth,
could.
right?
I've looked in on that a couple times before. I could do that again.
Yeah, if you could do that, just tell us. What you see?
All right.
Thank you.
I can only do one or the other.
Oh, then fine.
I can do the next one on the following day if you'd like, but
no. I just wanted to satisfy my curiosity, I guess.
all right. So I shall look into the dragon, yes?
Yes.
All right. Well,
Go look.
as you wish, Bonebreaker.
I
Moon
guess.
with you. And he turns and heads to a small portion of like the lumber wall that has like this little it seems to have this little trapdoor latch towards the bottom of it. And he pulls open a wooden trapdoor and begins to head down into the depths beneath the keep as he pulls it shut behind him.
Excellent. Well, I suppose we should probably all get some rest, so we can be ready for whatever comes next.
I'm always ready for that. Sounds good to me.
Speak for
Oh,
yourself.
Misha.
I could party all.
I'm not moving him. Misha, you mentioned a bed as a metaphor, but is there like an actual bed? Do you know?
I don't know how orcs generally sleep, but this is the best resting place in the whole camp, I assume. Also, does pegging usually start with one party falling asleep?
I mean, it depends if you've had like a conversation about it ahead of time, I guess.
I assume you already gave consent and now it's free to be
I
pegged.
would love to not have this conversation. This is dangerous.
I'll pick up Dash and just start walking towards where I assume the living quarters are.
For sure. You guys all head towards the large Bonebreaker abode, and you enter inside, and it is essentially just like everyone. Go ahead and just give me insight checks really quick. Everybody, give me an insight check.
12.
16.
Natural 20!
Nice.
5.
21.
21. Okay, so, and then, sorry, Jamie, what'd you get?
16.
16. So, Misha, you are a little bit more interested in, like, just specifically how and where you're going to be sleeping inside this area. So you don't really catch this, but everybody else, you kind of quickly realize that, and this makes way more sense now that you like start to put things together. It seems as though the White Tusk probably like built into and around what seems to have been a standalone like inn that they probably captured and just like took over and then built this keep around it, because you walk into this large building, this large like essentially, you know, log cabin-esque building, and the interior of it has just been completely like ransacked and like, and it has its own bar on the one side. It's legitimately just the empty inside of a classic inn that you've been to like many times. And it's just got this giant straw pile like right in the middle of it, with just a handful of naked, just drunk, passed out male orcs just sort of crawled out with a bunch of like tanker just like all standing there, like, or not standing there, like sort of passed out all in the straw. And it covers almost the entirety of the ground. Misha, you're just kind of like, oh shit, like you don't really put it together immediately. But the rest of you immediately notice like this is straight up just a completely reconverted, destroyed like interior of a standalone inn.
That's a big bed.
Big ass bed.
That looks cozy. I look over at the pile of naked orcs.
Let's try and stake out a corner.
Sure.
Move some straw. Make a little straw moat. Like designate a single sleeping area.
Sure. One of the naked orcs that is sort of sprawled out, like looks over towards you, Triss, and just says, and just begins speaking in Orcish towards you. Just like you can tell very clearly drunk, but like is gesturing towards the other male orcs.
Oh, no, thank you. No.
Come on now.
Bigger
Sort of
mode.
like,
Take it to bigger mode.
yeah, he's just like, and just like lays down and like curls up a little bit.
Does anybody know what he said? No?
I could understand him, but I would need a minute, and B, he would need to repeat himself. Do you even really want to know though?
No, I don't. No, thank you. No.
Okay, everybody taking a long rest, I assume.
Yeah.
All right.
Is this gonna fix the permanent health damage that we got from what's her face's battle axe?
Yeah.
This will, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you guys completely restore and replenish your wounds. You take a nice long rest.
Did anyone take her battle axe?
They
No,
can't
no,
lift
no.
it.
Yeah, we're very dumb. We were just wrapped up in the glory of having had such an amazing combat. We forgot to do all the after stuff.
And I'm sure if anybody actually wants it, the Bonebreaker could have it fetched for us.
Mm-hmm.
I only
Anybody
wanted the
want that
stuff from
nasty
Greg,
ass?
but we didn't kill him.
Which is good, because he's our boy now.
I expect that if Triss here asked him for something, he would give it to us.
Yeah, what do you want?
I don't think you're actually gonna do it, because what I want is his staff and dignity.
The second one might be harder to ask for. The first one might make it harder for him to do what we ask of him.
See, this is exactly what I mean.
We are I think officially in a war at this point. Probably best to keep our allies equipped.
That's true. It's also important for us to maintain friendship with our new allies.
But if you'd like to humiliate somebody else, I'm sure you'll find somebody soon.
There's always William.
Yes! Fetch me the boy. No, of course not. Tempting. But we'll save that for another day. In the meantime, I do believe it is time that we get ourselves a little better equipped.
That's true. We are up against quite a formidable group of enemies.
I know most of my contribution comes from my spellcasting, but I would like a weapon. I don't want to run away from a battle axe.
I might be able to make you something at least long enough to. Well, I suppose we should ask the orcs if they have any spare weapons for us.
That's a good start. Good idea, Gaxel.
I'm sure they do.
Ah.
Well, I will see you all in the morning, and I'll curl up in a corner somewhere.
I thought it was already morning. That's why I was talking.
Is it morning? Oh, sorry.
That's why I was suddenly sober.
Fair enough. Never mind.
It was all a dream.
Yes.
I've actually just been like the whole time, but like everyone knows how drunk I am, and so they're like translating.
We all know what you're saying. Yeah.
It can be the next morning. That's no problem.
Okay.
You guys continue with your conversation.
I do love that idea though. It's like when you know someone really well and they're like brushing their teeth, but you can understand all the words that they're saying while they're brushing their teeth.
Yeah.
That's the vibe.
To me, it's coming out. Oh yes, I'm so elegant and speaking eloquently. It's time to gear up. You guys are hearing. Honestly, I'm gonna kick his ass.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
You want me to
Okay.
try and get us...
Is there anything? It seems as though Steel Twister has not yet arrived. At this point, let's just say you're all in the middle of the courtyard. You could smell the first meal being prepared in the middle of the courtyard. And as you emerge from the Bonebreaker's abode, a handful of the waking orcs that have already set up themselves for the first light of the day sort of all acknowledge you as you begin to make your way into the courtyard. Anybody who you pass seems to sort of stand up straight and just sort of bow their heads toward you very martially, and like they all very clearly look towards you at any time you are in the vicinity. They're all facing towards you at any given time. Usually none of them seem to be turning their back at this point as you've sort of entered now into this next day.
Kind of a little creepy, guys. Have you noticed?
Did we see where Greg went? Like he said that he's got a place under the keep.
Yeah,
right?
we saw him go through a little trap door, didn't we?
Okay.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
We could ask them to retrieve Greg, or I suppose we could just go down there. I mean, I imagine you own this whole place now, basically.
Let's go. It's our keep, right?
Sure.
It's our keep.
Oh. Did you guys need any weapons or something? Should I ask?
If you like, I could go work on that while you confer with Greg about doing this scrying ritual.
Delegation, yes. Do that.
Very well. I'll go look for William.
Okay, sounds good.
See Greg.
Sal, I'll take a minute and cast Comprehend Languages as a ritual.
Sure, you do so. Gaxel, as you begin to head towards the barracks where you last saw William head off to last night, you pass by a handful of the orcish fellows who, again, as anytime you're walking by them, if they're facing in a different direction, they face you and sort of, stand at the ready. And you make your way past a handful of them, each of them turning towards you. And you get up to the barracks door when it sort of opens up just before you. And Will actually stands at the threshold and just says, "Oh, great leader. Good morning to you. I was just making my way to first meal."
Oh, good morning, William. I don't want to keep you very long. I just had my friends and I could use some additional equipment. I was wondering if you had any available for it.
Absolutely. The keep is yours. All of our arsenal is at the ready for you. Is there anything in particular you were looking for? We have great swords, javelins, longbows, half plate, studded leather, hand axes, bucklers.
Those sound quite useful. Is it? If you can direct me to the armory, I'm sure I could pick out what we need.
Absolutely. I can take you there myself. Follow me. And he begins leading you towards. He leads you slightly outside of the wall of the keep, and you can see that there is, like, on the far end of what seems to be the extent of, like, the property. There is this. Sort of like smallish building, kind of like it kind of just looks like not a shed, but more like a tiny barn. And then you quickly realize that this is straight up a barn that they've seemingly repurposed from whoever poor soul they fucking took this land from. And he leads you in here and opens up this barn. And it is just like wall to wall. There are a couple other orcs that are just sort of like, sharpening different things and stitching a couple things together and like actually actively creating some of these weapons and equipment. But this is just like a wall to wall. Think like when James Bond shows up at, what is it? Like, what's it called? Like SI7 or whatever the fuck it is. And they're just like, yeah, here's a fucking exploding pen or something. It's totally that, like he opens
Check this shit out.
It's totally that, but with just a bunch of crude orcish war equipment. And so you can take as much as you'd like, essentially. What I had mentioned earlier, great swords, javelins, longbows, half plate armor, studded leather armor, hand axes, and shields. They basically have an abundance, obviously arrows as well. So you can take whatever you'd like for the party. We can just say like you guys can all. Gaxel can be intuitive about this.
I would pretty much gather what I think people would want.
Sure. And if any of you hear anything out of all of that you want to add to your equipment, totally go for it. Like you can even add, like, I'll say each one of you can add up to 5 of any one of those things into your equipment. So 5 javelins if any of you want some like range-based stuff that you want to use strength with. Longbows, and then as far as arrows, if anyone wants to take arrows, any one of you can take up to 50 arrows. They've got those made for you. Also, you can each all add a heavy hide cloak to your inventory if you'd like. Keep in mind, wearing it gives you +1 to your AC. However, it reduces your speed by 5 when you're wearing it. So I
will take one of those.
Is that in the?
It should be in D&D Beyond. You should just be able to look that up.
Heavy hide cloak.
Right.
Heavy hide cloak.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm filtering for it.
I literally just added it. Heavy hide cloak.
When I type heavy, it brings up weapons. All crossbows.
Oh, no. I'll work on that. I did also want to inquire about the former chieftain's battle axe. Is that available?
Well, you would have to speak to the Bonebreaker about that. It is hers by right. So,
of course. Is there somewhere I can direct her to be able to retrieve it?
Oh yes, the burial grounds. It's where we took the former Bonebreaker's body. It's about I don't know, a mile or so, and he points out towards just in the expanse of the hill lands here in Amel. It's about a mile or so westward, as he points out west, just in between those 2 hills over there, sort of where our ancestral burial ground is.
Thank you.
Triss and the rest of the company that are headed towards the sort of undercarriage of the White Tusk Barbarian Keep. As you begin to approach the oh, hi Moxley. Sorry, I have a little visitor right now. As you begin to approach the latch door, the trap door that is next to the lumber wall of the keep, you make your way towards it, and as you begin to go down to open it, actually pops open, and Greg, Steel Twister, pops his head up, and he says,
"Oh, Bonebreaker, and wise elders, forgive me, I was just coming up to join you for first meal. I apologize. Did I keep you waiting long?"
No. Did you find anything?
I regret to inform,
and you can, by the way, you can hear that sort of arcane bit at the back of his sword. He seems to have preemptively cast this ability.
Very respectful.
I regret to inform you that while I was able to reach out into the ether and I felt my conjuration take hold, the dragon seems to have a will that is ironclad. I am not able to penetrate the veil to specifically witness him. I can try again on the morrow when I have my resources regained. But he is of a strong mind. It is difficult to penetrate the veil with someone such as he?
We could try again with Guinevere. Maybe she is less resistant.
That's another night wasted here, though.
Well,
We
Did
could
they,
go to the keep and try and track Trace's steps.
I don't know if the whole army that was summoned is cleared out or not.
Probably not.
Yes, we should probably assume that our best bet is to raise up an army of our own. Whether it be these jobbers or someone else. No
Sal,
offense, Greg.
would I have any way to know? Like, I guess do I think that the ritual that took place that brought like all of those creatures into the keep, would I have a sense of whether or not that would be permanent or temporary?
So, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
That's a 13.
13. Number one, it's difficult to know whether or not that was a type of ritual at all. They sort of just like, not just like appeared inside the keep. They rode in mounted through the distance and broke into the keep. Some of them like climbed up over the barricades and stuff, and some of them sort of burst through like the great ironbound walls, doors. They definitely were summoned via the beckoning of Pendrag and Guinevere. But as far as an actual like arcane summons, you are unsure whether or not that was the case. And if it was the case, it probably was some sort of like way gate opening rather than like a mass like conjuring, if that makes any sense.
Right. I guess I don't. The forces that were summoned there, they might still be there. I don't think it's wise to just go back there without investigating first. I'm sure we could probably send scout or something.
Yes, we could get that William boy on it.
Yes.
He looked so sneaky.
Also, we know that Greg here can take a peek in. It's just, well, it might take some more time and effort.
Oh, that's true. Well, I'll tell you what. Me and the sneakiest person here shall go, and I will cast invisibility upon them, and then they can investigate.
How far away do you think our keep is, though?
Our keep?
Mm-hmm.
Our keep is, I believe, a couple hours up the coast.
About
Well,
Seems correct to me. I'll come. I'm sneaky. Come on, I'm dying for an adventure. I want to move.
Des, I say this with all the love in my heart. No, you are not.
Hey. You don't mean to tell me you're trying to go on an adventure without me. Come on.
I said no such thing. This is scouting, which is not nearly as adventurous. And I'm not even going. I'm bringing a sneaky person and sending them along.
maybe, yeah.
How am I ever going to get better at scouting if you don't let me try?
And I
Come on.
I go over and I put a hand up on Dez's shoulder because I'm assuming he just towers over me. Listen, baby, you've got your skill. You don't need to do nothing else if you got those muscles. Look at those biceps. You could crush a watermelon with those bad boys.
Yeah, all right. You always know how to make him feel better. I just drop to the ground and start doing push-ups.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. At this point, Gaxel and William and about 3 other orcish marauders return back to the courtyard of the keep where you all are at. And essentially, they just have this haul of equipment. You all can also add explorers packs to each of your equipment if you'd like. Just everybody gets 1 explorers pack as part of this, and you can also just add 5 rations, or like 5 food rations, to your packs as well.
Nice.
Sweet.
So yeah, and if anybody is adding any of the weapons or armor or anything like that, just sort of speak now and let me know what you're adding.
Okay, where do I find this heavy hide cloak? Because I'm searching for cloak and none of them are heavy hide.
So how are you searching for it?
I'm in the manage inventory under add items. I have filter, and then is that where I'm supposed to be, or should I be somewhere else?
No, yeah, that's how you did it, right?
I searched cloak.
Yeah. Do you have anything else checked?
No. Whatever, we can mess with it later. I can
add it into yours right now. I just need to pull up your page.
Matt, are you still subbed to D&D Beyond?
Oh.
No.
Oh, okay, then I have no idea.
Sal, if you're able to just give me one somehow.
Yeah, I'm not getting
or something.
It literally just adds 1 to your AC if you need to just get through.
And it reduces the
speed by 5.
By 5.
I can put it in right now. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, if you're able to, thank you. Not sure why it's not working. So yeah, I'll over everyone's equipment.
Yeah, weird.
Also, Triss, William told me that the former Bone Crusher's battle axe is available at the burial ground to the west of here.
Okay. Did somebody want that?
I might be able to use it.
Oh.
We've got 2 big, strong people here who would be very good with it, I think.
I mean, I could attempt to lift it. It is my.
It's because you don't have homebrew content enabled on your character.
Oh,
Cool.
You guys need to all have homebrew content enabled in your character preferences.
Okay, I will do that then.
Absolutely.
Hey, while we all go enable that, I think somebody might have bought something in the chat that we should take a look at.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
Let me look.
Oh, we've got a party drinks.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Also, yes, all my characters are short kings because I am a short king, Jenna.
You are not. You're a medium king at best. Don't take this
I
away.
wish you were short king.
I am a 5'6" short king.
You are not.
You are lying to the internet.
My deception is high.
You can't lie on the internet.
Do you think someone would do
Legal.
that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
Alrighty. Let me know if you guys are able to add it in once you turn on.
Yep,
home.
I'm good.
Cool.
All good.
And then make sure you when you add it in, make sure you hit equip so that it should do this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So that, and then is anybody taking any of the great swords, the javelins, the longbows, half plate, any of that?
None of that is good for me.
No worries. I just want to make sure.
Nope.
Okay.
I'll take
Good to
some
know.
javelins. I'll take some javelins.
Yeah, I feel like I should.
You can add up to 5.
I'll take 5 unless anyone else wants them.
Sure. I mean, anybody can add up to 5.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they have a ton of shit. It's more about how much can you actually carry.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh, there's my Nah.
Yo, shout out Grand Ship Leo. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that.
Nice.
Good stuff. Also, I think we had a follow earlier too. GJ Fury 17. Thank you very much for following. I'm sure I missed a couple earlier. Maybe I didn't, so I apologize. I just kind of catch them every once in a while when I look over at chat.
Actually, if you've been following chat, you would know that DJ Fury is Triss Plays Games husband or wife.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you, Triss, for bringing in more people.
Hell yeah!
Hey, we've got a character named Triss right now and a watcher named Triss. That's kind of, is that a coincidence?
Representation. You can come here for representation. It's great.
Maybe it was like a mind meld.
I do want to point out
Intuition.
Triss's numbers at the end are 584, and I put 585 at the end of every fucking screen name I make.
Crazy.
I know. That scares me.
Garrett, is it because you're 5'8.5"?
Fuck, that was my height last time I measured.
Thereby decidedly medium.
It's funny because I've been using 5'8.5" since I was like 10, but I grew up to be 5'8.5".
As you all are sort of gathering your equipment from Gaxel and William and the other Orcish Marauders, you hear relatively loudly from the distance the sound of this, like, kind of like even like a war horn. You hear, and sort of all the like Orcish Marauders just sort of like turn and look up, stop what they're doing, look towards the sound, and then almost simultaneously they all just turn and look towards you, sort of in anticipation. And
do I overhear
sort of
do I overhear any like rumblings in Orcish as this sound happens?
No, straight up, it's literally they go like this.
Got it.
Oh, wait. Before we do anything, I am going to go ahead and cast tongues on myself, and I'm going to lean over to Triss and be like, what do you want to say to them?
What do you think? Do you think there's somebody here? What does it mean?
Well,
Where's Greg? Where's William? Come on.
They're looking at you, kid.
Bill, who's right next to you and was about to say something before Dash leaned in, you got to turn, says, that is, I believe, the horn that we blow when there are messengers or any sort of unidentified persons approaching the keep. So if you give it maybe a moment, and then you see just sort of the front doors of this keep in the walls, they just sort of open up as two Orcish Marauders open the walls as this one orc just starts running in with like this it's kind of like it's essentially a torch with like, it's barely lit, it's like cinders. I mean, it's the morning, so it doesn't even matter. He's just sort of running in. And Misha, you hear as he says, messengers from the Ebon Crusade, messengers, they wish to see the Bonebreaker. And he just is like running, like beelining it towards the five of you. And he catches up to you and just sort of prostrates himself onto the ground, sort of putting the burning torch onto the ground off to the side, and just sort of bows in front of you, Triss. And Triss, you hear just babbling Orcish.
But I translate. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yes, and both Dash and Misha, you both are able to comprehend. And actually, Dash, does tongues allow you to speak everything, or and allow you to understand,
the
or is it
spell
just
grants
like
the creature you touch the ability to understand any spoken language it hears? Moreover, when the target speaks, again me, any creature that knows at least one language can hear the target. Can understand what it says.
Hell yeah! And then Misha, what does comprehend languages do?
Basically, I can just understand, but I can't speak. I can also understand, but I can also understand written where I don't think tongues lets you understand.
Gotcha.
Tongues doesn't let you read.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to know.
Well, I can't read.
I can't read.
You can't read anyway.
And Dash, you both hear, just like, it's still bumbling, but he's just sort of face down in the dirt saying, Bonebreaker, please tell us, what would you have us do? There are messengers from the Ebon Crusade. They wish to speak with you. I do not know if they know it's you, but they want to speak with the Bonebreaker, and you are the Bonebreaker.
You're the Bonebreaker.
What shall we do?
Let's speak with you.
Do we know what the Ebon Crusade is?
Yeah, do we know what that is?
Everybody make a, go ahead and give me a history check, everybody.
Ooh, something I'm real good at.
Do you know your history?
Dirty 20.
Gaxel knows.
26.
Nice.
11.
Me and Dash are like, nope.
Sorry, what did, Chris, what'd you get? 5. Misha, what'd you get?
26.
26. And Gaxer, you got a dirty 20?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Misha, you swear you have like heard that title, that sort of like that name for a legion or a battalion, in like some old book maybe, or just and you're trying to think about it, and you never get this like aha moment, but you have like this deep feeling that it's some reference to a like I said, a legion or a war band or something from the Age of Eternity. Like this giant group of followers of one of the Demos gods, you think? It is the battalion of Zakon.
Zakon is the Demos god of what again?
That's a good question, buddy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I'm being a dick. Zakon, and you sort of think...
Are you using your new penis?
This is my new penis, yes. No, Zakon, you think for a moment, and you correct yourself, because the Age of Eternity, there were no Demos gods.
That's what I thought.
Demos gods ended the Age of Eternity and brought upon the Age of Humanity as they ascended from their own humanity into their deification. Zakon is the ethos god of evil, hell, tyranny, and law. Zakon is the ruling king of the Nine Hells. And this is his legion.
I turned to Triss. The good news is, in theory, it is another army that we could add to our ever-growing one here. The bad news is probably they are not necessarily on our side at this time. They are aligned with devils and the like. It could be that they've been invigorated by what happened at our keep. Nonetheless, I think you should take an audience if I, was to advise you.
Yeah. Team huddle. Let's I'm feeling the pressure a little bit here. Do you think they're related somewhat to what happened?
It does seem like it would be quite a coincidence for them to show up now when we've just dealt with a bunch of demons or devils.
Okay, what if we pretend that William is the Bonebreaker? They don't know we're involved at all.
I think that might undermine your position.
Nobody else needs to know.
We could have William kill you and become the Bonebreaker, but that would defeat the purpose.
Thank you. Yes. Yes.
Triss, if you're not feeling confident addressing them directly, perhaps you could assign some sort of herald or someone in a position of being able to negotiate with people. Can you think of anyone who would be good at that?
Are you okay?
I can't.
Yes.
I can't think of anyone who would be good at.
Oh, someone who
I
could
don't know.
perhaps speak to all the orcs. Someone who could really light a fire under a group. Someone maybe good in front of a crowd.
Yeah, who would that be?
I actually like get this close to just like slapping you, but then I
We all know that you would famously slap a woman.
Do you want to see them by yourself? You think that'd be better than us all being there?
Well, I don't know about that, but I think I should do the talking.
Oh,
It's probably best if
I agree with that.
It probably is best if the rest of us are there in case their intentions are not friendly.
You know what? Come here. Come here, Dash. Come here.
Triss, have you forgotten my name?
Come here.
Yes, what's going on? Yes, hello.
Neil, who's got a sword or something? Isn't this how you do it?
Well, I got a javelin and a battle axe.
That's fine. I cannot lift the battle axe, so I take the javelin and I'm gonna like point it on your head and I declare you speaker to Bonebreaker. And I'm gonna lift it up and then tell them what I said.
I turn and I go,
throw my cloak on and look
White Tusk,
official.
I have just been made the Herald of the Bonebreaker. So says the Bonebreaker.
It is true. I heard it.
Firstly, I would like Dash, go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage, since the three of you are working together on this.
Okay. How does a 30 treat you?
30. You proclaim this, and Triss behind you just sort of crosses her arms and like sticks out her chin, puffs up her chest, and then Misha just sort of like gives you the backup on that. And all of the White Tusk Marauders who are just sort of standing there, like staring at you all, in this again in weird unison, all, and Dash and Misha, you understand this, but everyone else, you just kind of hear like this cheer. The two of you hear, "Fuck yeah, speaker!" And like they all just sort of like, yeah. They all like flex really hard at you.
The Bone Speaker!
And then they turn and go, "Bone Speaker!" And then they just fucking like shake and flex.
Yes. Oh, I've never.
One of them flexes so hard he passes out and just fucking hits the ground. And the rest of them just go, "Yeah!" And a couple more begin to pass out just here and there because they want to
This
flex
is how
hard.
Congress should work.
Oh my god. Misha, is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing?
Historically, what always works the best is to have absolute power in the hands of one individual.
By passing out.
It's just like D&D, baby.
Yeah.
All right, so shall you and I go meet with the the Ebon Crusade?
Well, it's a messenger from the Ebon Crusade. It's not. We're not parlaying with the whole army outside.
That's true.
I do like squat down in front of the guy who's like bowing, and I'm like, "Hey, it's just like one messenger, or is there like a whole group of people here? What's going on?"
There are three. There are three.
There are three. Okay, there's three.
Bone speaker. There are three.
Maybe
boy.
we should all just go see him.
He just
Is
sort of
William?
like, you say "good boy," and he just kind of looks up and
Is William still there?
yeah, William's just sort of standing there, like looking at you guys, like expectantly.
William, when you have a messenger come, do you typically have them come into the keep, or do you meet them outside? Does the Bonebreaker meet them outside, I should say?
You certainly can. The previous Bonebreaker has sent envoys. A lot of times she was not
present for rendezvous like this, so I sort of took the lead, or Steel Twister took the lead. But it seems as though you are all a bit more hands-on. So do as you please.
The way I see it, we have two excellent options. Either me, perhaps William, and the big tiefling here, Mount Tiefling, we can go out and we can talk to these three. Or we bring them in here and then they're surrounded, should they cause a fuss.
Sure. It's also sort of a kind of up to them if they want to enter into the keep itself, I guess. Right?
I mean, they came all this way. It'd be weird of them to say no.
Well,
Why don't we show them a sign of respect and have the entire Great Council of the White Tusk meet them outside the gates?
Right, I suppose that would also work.
Does that include William?
Yeah, bring him.
And he just sort of looks at you guys like, fuck.
You're so friendly, William.
I am here for you.
I give
you'll
William a
surely
pat on the back and I
survive.
say, listen, kid, we'll make sure you survive. And between you and me, you just know the customs here a little better than we do. That's all. Don't. If shit hits the fan, you hit the back. All right.
Thank you, Bone Speaker. All right, I will join you.
All right.
Can we all have bone-related nicknames?
Yeah.
You'll have to find your
other-
own.
Can you give us all bone-related titles?
Yeah,
All
Hannah.
right, fine.
Yeah, I'll
Triss,
just
you're
pop
the-
those off right now.
Triss is the Bonebreaker. I'm the Bone Speaker. Gaxel, I've seen what you do with corpses. You can be the Bone Shaper. Misha, you will be the, let's say, Bone Whisperer, because you're the advisor.
Bone Whisperer.
Dez, God, I just want to say Bonebreaker again, but that's not quite right, huh?
Bone Mountain.
Bone Mountain.
I like that one a lot.
You could just be Redbone.
May I suggest
Maybe we should address
Bonesaw?
the demonic army before we come up with
Wait,
nicknames.
Bone Jaw?
Bone Saw?
Bone Saw! William, that is inspired!
And then when you rush into battle, you can say, Bone Saw is ready. You know?
William, someone promote this kid!
Are we paying him the same time? He's the greatest.
The Bone Brain!
I am simply Major Domo.
Alright.
Major Bono.
Anyway, back to this very serious business we were attending
Yes,
to.
let's go talk to the evil army, shall we?
Before we do that, just so we can, at least some of us covertly converse, I can... Gosh, it's so shitty when it's like an ability that I can do with 4 people instead of 5.
Oh, rip in pieces.
Well, listen, you probably don't have to do it to me if it's to move stealthily or whatever.
Nah. It's
It's a inspiring speech or whatever.
now
it is.
I have to make choices. I gotta make choices. Okay.
What? Oh, guys, we got raided!
Whoa!
Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, top-down tabletop with a party of 12. What's up, guys?
Thanks, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
We are in the middle of episode 2 of our new campaign, so hopefully you guys stick around a little bit, see about these characters and learn a little bit. I was going to actually go on break pretty soon, but we'll play for a little bit longer before we go on break to let you guys get acclimated to
Our
what's going on.
bone-related nicknames. We couldn't possibly pause now.
What was mine again? Did I go?
You were the Bone Shaper.
Bone Shaper. Okay, that works. I can make stuff out of bones.
Exactly.
So that works.
As Garrett, I know what a lizard folk can do, and I feel like at this point I would have seen you do some weird shit with the body. So
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have William, because he's got them customs in his mind. Oh, that feels like a waste. Okay, I'm gonna have myself, because I'm always included. Let's have Dash and I know. I feel like I have to like pick somebody to not include. We're gonna have Des and we're gonna have Misha come here, and I'm gonna just poke the top of your foreheads, and we can telepathically communicate for a certain amount of time, which I should know off the top of my head.
Party drinks.
Party drinks.
Drinks.
My potion of elderflower vodka.
I would just like to say, as soon as there's a telepathic link, as soon as there's a telepathic link between Des and Triss, Des just wants to tell like a very dumb like fart joke inside Triss's head and just see if she like can hear it or laughs or reacts in any way facially.
Triss,
What's your dumb fart joke? Come on.
You know, you literally just hear in your head.
Goofy.
That's the sound of a stroke.
Des, don't make me regret this, please.
No, we're experimenting. I'm testing out.
Yeah.
This is very cool. Thank you
So
for
this is
providing-
going to last for 2 hours.
Cool.
amazing.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
Okay. So you all sort of gather up and begin to make your way out of the White Tusk Keep and head out into the open fields of the province of Amel. You can see in the distance, each one of you, not too far away, maybe about 200, 300 feet away in the distance, there are 3 mounted humanoids that are just sort of standing out in the distance. And there's this weird moment where, as you sort of clock them out in front of you, what was once this sort of bright, slightly cloudy morning, as you begin to get closer, it's almost as if the sky itself and the air around you just begins to darken. And as you begin to approach them, by the time you are but 100 feet closer, and you can start to actually make out their appearance more than just their silhouette. It's almost as if in a matter of moments as you approach, the light of the dawn in the morning turns to this dusk and cold. Oh, bless you.
That's right. I couldn't get the mute button.
It's not necessarily cold, but it's almost like this dank, slight chill of a night air begins to nip at each of your skin, and the light in the sky turns to this dark blue hue. And finally, you can see these 3 Mounties on their dark, almost wolf-like mounts that they ride. Bristled fur, this sort of like slobbering canine jaw, and these pitch black beads of eyes that just sit in the skull with no eyelids or anything. It's almost as if they sit just outside on the tops of the cheekbones of this canine maw. Just sort of, it looks like they're constantly spinning, these black beady eyes of these creatures. The Mounties, though, the humanoids, look familiar in a way. The 3 of them seem to have this tinted dark crimson skin, not that much unlike your companion Desperado, but they have these even more fiendish features, not just the devilkin features of a tiefling, but they have these blunted noses and these fiendish features that you recall from just the night previous on the sacking of the Chilhearth Keep. However, their true form underneath these wild and twisted demonic features seems to resemble almost that of hobgoblins. The three of them stand in sort of a triangular position. A larger, more seemingly more battle-readied individual stands at the front of these other two who flank him with two very tall banners that sort of flap in the slight chilled breeze of this now night sky and night air around you. And you can see on this black flag this tiny little sort of golden crown etched on this black flag that seems to be floating through the chilled winds. And finally, as you have approached fully, how close do you all get, actually, now that you see this?
Are they moving, or are they just stopped waiting?
They are waiting upon your approach.
What do you guys think?
As the royal bone vizier, I'll suggest why don't we go roughly 35 feet from them, so on average they won't be able to reach us.
Good thinking, Bone Vizier? Bone Vizier? Was that what we were going with?
Yes.
The bones.
I go by many names.
Wednesdays on the CW, the Bone Whisperer.
Yeah.
The Bone Sage. Anyway, 35 feet.
I would say keep your weapons at the ready. Far be it for me to judge based on how they look.
I just lean into Triss and I just say, look strong. Look strong. And then I say, Bone Speaker? I believe it falls to you. Do you mispronounce their name as a sign of disrespect?
Totally, 100%. That's yeah.
The Ebon Crusade.
But push my Coke back and then do the arm crossy thing that makes your biceps look bigger.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
I have Yvonne, my white ferret familiar, crawl up under your cloak to kind of give you like shoulder pads.
Nice. Yeah, love it.
I have no neck.
The lead fiendish looking hobgoblin individual.
Oh, god damn it, no one could hear me. That's so weird.
What, like now?
Yeah, apparently they didn't just hear that.
Who, you or us?
Me.
Oh.
So they didn't hear my
that's so funny.
missive. Just so everyone knows, I moved up and I went missives from the Ebon Crusade. I present to you the Bonebreaker. I do a little bow and all that stuff.
The lead hobgoblin looking individual looks all of you over. One by one, he acknowledges each of you until finally he falls onto you, Triss.
And he says, I have a message from the Black Dragon. He says in common, he bids you welcome to his new domain, Bonebreaker. He wishes to parley with the White Tusk. He asks that you join the Ebon Crusade as we march against the kingdom of Neladai.
Telepathically, I just say to those who can hear me, remember, Penn does not know that we now control the White Tusk. Or who they're speaking to right now.
Right.
They probably don't know either. I think we should invite them in. That might give us some sort of idea.
I'm not in the telepathic link, right?
No.
Okay.
As you all just sort of stand there without saying anything, individual says,
What say you, Bonebreaker? Will you have an audience with me?
I think we should, right?
I mean, an audience is probably... This is telepathically, obviously.
Yeah.
An audience is probably not a bad idea. If we turn them away outright, it might be suspicious.
I agree.
Yeah.
Say it out loud. Come, break bread with us, and we will hear your offer. And I'll turn around and walk back. Start walking back.
you hear a different voice say,
She insults us, turning her back against us, leading us into a den of marauders. How are we to trust you, Bonebreaker? Breaking bread is not your way. Who are you?
as the one on the right of the lead emissary just sort of puts his hand out and says,
Calm your tongue.
Sorry.
The Bonebreaker has...
Calm your tits.
The Bonebreaker has invited us into their keep. A rare opportunity, it is. But I have my concerns, Bonebreaker. How can we know we are not being led into the den of lions? This is most unusual.
My friends, it is you who insults us, to believe that we do not know the power of the Ebon Crusade. It would be foolish of us to attack you, even in our own domain.
go ahead.
If you're deciding
Make a
between...
deception check.
Okay, I was going to say, if you're deciding between deception and persuasion, they're the same for me.
No worries. Make a deception check.
You got to do it. It just makes life easier.
So, here's the thing. I rolled a 13.
Mm-hmm.
That is a nat 1 for me, though.
Okay,
Oh
so
my
total 13.
God.
So, the total is 13.
Okay, good to know.
We have a
Is that a
plus
feat or
12.
something?
Jesus. I love bards.
The lead individual looks over to the one on the right. The one on the left kind of shifts on his mount a little bit, and Misha, you notice intuitively that something about what Dash just said these individuals do not seem to, they're not able, at least as far as you can tell, they're not able to deftly hide sort of their surface emotions. And you catch this as being more of the intuitive person of the group.
My passive insight is 17.
I know, but you're in the middle of this.
Okay.
I'm just you're actively doing something whereas is passively doing something right now. While you've always known Dash to be a very deft linguist and to have an immaculate silver tongue, what he says is believable. It's convincing. He's using logic. He's using the knowledge that you know to be true. And yet something about what he said has stirred these individuals. And has seemingly either caught them off guard or something about it was off to them. And the lead individual of the emissaries sort of turns to the one on the right, and the one on the right looks up towards you, Dash, and says, "You know of our Ebon Crusade?"
Not as much as I wish I did, of that I am certain. But we are vaguely familiar, and it doesn't take a genius to see that the sky has changed around you. Whatever powers back you are much stronger than we are willing to deal with.
Interesting. He turns to the lead hobgoblin, and do any of you understand Infernal?
I do have tongues activated, so...
Okay.
I also do understand Infernal.
Sure. Misha, Dash, and Des. You hear, as he speaks this out loud, he doesn't really whisper this, he just speaks in Infernal. The one on the right speaks to the middle one in Infernal and says, "They admit their weakness. Why should we parley with them? The dragon commanded us to absorb them into our ranks. You know their customs. The dragon told us whatever the Bonebreaker says, they do. And whoever is strongest is the Bonebreaker. Why should we not simply usurp them now and bring them in ourselves if they are so weak?"
A wise strategy. We will take their offer to join them and break bread. The dragon is always right. We will take that opportunity to slay them, and we will become their bone breakers.
The lead one turns and looks and says,
"You honor us, Bonebreaker, your advisors. We will join you. We will break bread and we will parley about the Black Dragon's plans for all of us. Lead the way."
Turn back around and start walking again.
"All right. Any of the rest of you just following?"
Yeah.
To the people that can hear, do you guys, what the fuck where were they talking about?
I absolutely translate that for
Okay,
Tess
good, thank
and,
God.
And Triss.
There is a target on your back. Make sure you are careful.
Yeah.
Bonebreaker.
I'll be around.
Thank you.
I'll be around with counterspell ready.
Yes, we will take care of you. Just be careful and to make sure to show strength. It is your strong suit.
It's so strong.
I will I'll sort of like, beckon them to follow the Bonebreaker, and I'll kind of like try to flank around them.
Okay.
Bring up the rear.
Insight, if I can tell if there's been like a shift in the dynamic of what's going on here. So I'm the one who's not on the
yeah,
call.
Axel's being left out.
I'm not in the Discord in this conversation.
Right.
He's just so thirsty to chomp their dicks off that he can't really.
I just assume that's where we're headed. I got an 11. Insight.
Yeah, I mean, it's something happened between Dash, sort of trying to seemingly, calm the tension that the emissaries brought to the table once Triss tried to invite them in. There definitely was like a weird shift in
Gotcha.
it's very odd. And you can tell that these emissaries were on edge for a second and now seem to have stolen themselves and are,
Gotcha. I'm just going to hang back and follow the Bone Crusher's lead on this.
Okay. Cool.
I am constantly at the Bonebreaker's back left.
Or the Bonebreaker, not Bone Crusher. Okay. Good to know.
Okay. Then you all lead them back into the White Tusk Keep. And we're going to take a quick break there. We're just going to go ahead and jump off for like 10 minutes. We're going to head to the Be Right Back screen. Going to use the restroom, grab some snacks and a drink and all that jazz. And then we'll be right back. So stay tuned and don't click away. Okay? See you soon. And
we were muted for all that. I'm
you
dumb.
dumb fucking idiot.
I unmuted the wrong thing. I unmuted the wrong thing. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Oh my God,
I can't believe this.
I need to set this up for me because there's so many things in the mixer here. I don't know what the fuck half of this stuff.
We'll be able to fix it.
Anyway, happy birthday, Triss.
Happy birthday, Triss. Holy
Happy
hell.
birthday.
Too funny. Thank you for joining us on your birthday. I hope the cake is wonderful. I hope that you're having a great time, and I hope you've been enjoying this episode as much as we have so far. Just got a few more things probably until we wrap it up. It is getting a little late on my end over here, but that's okay because we have 3 more episodes of this wonderful story, so I'm very excited about them. Now, with that being said, welcome back to those of us who have been here from the start of the stream. And if you're just joining us, this is episode 2 of Cold Cold Hearts, the new series on A Little Dicey D&D. So with that being said, you all begin to lead this this group of 3 emissaries from the Ebon Crusade, who you assume to be followers of your former leader, Pendrag, who seems to not realize who you all are. Now that you've, at least one of you, Triss in particular, has assumed the new title of Bonebreaker of the White Tusk clan after felling the old Bonebreaker in Mortal Kombat. You begin to lead them into the White Tusk Keep as they have agreed to parley with you inside your own abode, while they unknowingly while you know that they don't know that you understood their infernal language as they sort of conversed with each other, thinking that you did not understand them, as they plan on possibly getting the jump on you and challenging you for the title of Bonebreaker to simply usurp you and in the process gaining control and power over the Bone Tusk Orc clan, similarly to how you did that last night. So you begin to lead them inside of the keep. You pass through the threshold of the large lumber-built doors of the keep itself and head into the courtyard where all 50 of the Orcish marauders have gathered inside. eagerly waiting your commands, and just sort of stand there watching, staring at the emissaries that you lead in. What is it you'd like to do?
Speaker, can you ask him to get some food and such?
My fellow white tusks, we are to start a feast with our new brethren.
They look at you, and
Wait,
some of them are like,
so
into
says
it.
the Bonebreaker.
And then the rest of them go, Bonebreaker! And they burst into a cheer, and then they begin to just start moving around and like grabbing supplies for a new feast. And just you can see that they're filled with renewed vigor now that you have sort of rallied them to another bit of revelry. And the emissaries just sort of look at each other. The fiendish emissaries just sort of like, okay, what the fuck? The rest of you.
I get sort of close to the three visitors, and who I assume we're all sort of next to each other still. Yeah. And I just look at one of them and I just say, so these days, do you serve the Black Dragon or do you serve Zakon?
The larger one says,
"What do you know of the Lord of Hell, human?"
I cannot say I have any first-hand experience, but only what I've read and what I've heard on the winds.
He looks over to the other more shrill one. They exchange a look.
You are well read, then. The Black Dragon heeds to the Lord of Hell, as do all mortal beings.
See. So your allegiance remains with the Lord of Hell and not with the Black Dragon in particular.
The Black Dragon commands the Ebon Crusade. And in turn, his hope is that he will command you as well.
Well, thank you for that clarification.
So, Bonebreaker, you honor us with this feast. But we did not come here to consume bread and ale. We came here to consume the clan.
And he says loudly, in Orcish,
I challenge for the right of the Bonebreaker.
and all of the orcs around you stop what they're doing. And they just look over towards you all.
I'm actually going to. We're not like at a table or anything, are we? We're still just kind of standing around.
Sort of standing out in the courtyard.
Cool. I'm going to turn to whichever one just said that, and almost under my breath. No, I'm not. I'm not usually one for mercy, but you want to retract that right now, you may leave with your lives.
You, as you say this, make an intimidation check.
You bet.
However,
17.
17. The larger one that you say this to, you see for a moment, he just sort of looks at you and then sort of absorbs the situation. And you can see this air of doubt wash over him for a second as he turns and he is about to sort of put his hand out towards the other more wily looking one with the shrill voice as they move quickly towards Triss. I'd like everybody to just roll initiative real quick, just to see who can sort of intercept this if possible.
Yeah. I got things I want to do.
In case it's relevant, with my Lance of Warding, companions within 30 feet of me cannot be surprised.
That's fine.
But I'll roll initiative with advantage.
I rolled a 15.
No.
11.
Yep.
Also
9.
Matt, what'd you get?
I got a. Ooh. Can I? Let me just check if I can do this real quick.
Okay.
Apologies. I'm checking to see if I can. Yeah. Well. Sal, would you say that I can or cannot use Chronal Shift on an initiative roll?
It just says ability check, right?
Yeah.
Then yeah, you totally can.
Okay.
That's what an initiative roll is.
I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Reroll that, friend. Yeah, okay, that's better. That's a 22 initiative.
Okay. Misha, Dash, and Gaxel, the three of you anticipate this quick movement towards Triss. The more wily looking one launches himself at her and moves like off of his mount, launching himself towards her with this, like, as he sort of draws this blade from his back, this curved hooked blade as he moves to strike. The three of you can make a reaction against him if you'd like. Whatever that is, it has to be a single action.
If Triss is within 5 feet of me, then I will use my protection ability to impose disadvantage on the attack roll.
Okay. Good.
So we can use an action as a reaction, or we can use a reaction only.
You can use an action as a reaction.
Okay.
Well, is the enemy making an attack roll when they do this?
They are launching themselves at Triss. So you're assuming that they are making an attack roll, yes.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll do my protection ability.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Hold Person at the 4th level, targeting all 3 of them.
Okay. What kind of saves?
That's a Wisdom save.
Okay. The large one, that is going to be a... he has proficiency in that. Okay. Large one, that is going to be a 14.
Fail.
Okay. The wily looking one, that's a bit better. That's going to be a 18.
That passes.
And the other one is going to be like a 11.
That fails.
Okay. So the
the
large
2 that
one,
fail,
the third one are frozen in place, but the wily looking one begins to move forward.
yep,
Still.
they are paralyzed.
Okay. Dash, your reaction?
I'm just going to, I'm just gonna chant a little bit under my breath and give a little "go blind with fear" and cast blindness deafness on that one. Go ahead and give me a con save.
That one is going to be a 20.
Shut the fuck up with that. Damn it.
Just so that you guys know, and you would have enough experience with Misha on the battlefield to get a sense of this. Paralyzed condition means you have advantage on attacks against that person, but also if you hit them and you're within 5 feet of them, it's an automatic critical.
Yes. Okay.
Amazing.
The wily looking hobgoblin creature does successfully make an attempt to attack, so this will be at disadvantage because of Gaxel's reaction. Okay, that is going to be a 15 to hit. Nope. 15 misses. He slashes towards you. He turns and makes a second attack. Again, as you sort of dodge out of the way, as Gaxel shoves him to the side as he misses and he turns and makes a second attack. It's only the one attack that you can do this on, right, Gaxel? Or is it?
Yeah, just sort of one single attack, I believe.
Okay, that's even less. He slashes again with the second attack, and this time, Triss, you duck out of the way. He just sort of stands there looking at you all. And he just sort of like is looking at his two companions who have just been like frozen, and he just... Fuck!
You have made the mistake.
I challenge for the right of Bonebreaker.
And all the orcs just sort of like, they stand there just sort of like looking around. And Will just sort of leans up towards you, Triss, and says,
Fine.
So, this is an interesting predicament. Your council members have interrupted a challenge, but his companion made an advance as well. They are all in a violation of this right. What say you, Bonebreaker?
Guys, I think I have to fight him one-on-one.
We didn't have to fight the old Bonebreaker one-on-one.
Yeah, but we made that choice before we fought.
Well, you are the Bonebreaker now, so I think you can do whatever you want to do.
I don't know if it works that way.
No.
I think she might be right.
There
I'm
are
gonna stay
things...
out. Yes? No, you go ahead, please.
The Bonebreaker is the strongest of us, yes. But not even she is above the old law. By right, that one,
and he points towards the large frozen one.
That one has advanced with a challenge against you. It is your duty to accept upon your terms. You may set them. But this one,
and he points towards the one that is just sort of standing there, like at the ready.
This one moved without. That is an act of war. However, this one,
and he points at Misha,
he moved against those two as well, even after a challenge was made. So there are two at fault.
But clearly, he moved and I reacted.
You reacted against a challenger as well.
and he points to the large one who did not move. And he says,
you have, well,
Is it normal for someone to attack before the challenge has been accepted?
it is not. Therefore, again, they are both at fault. It is up to you, Bonebreaker, to administer justice. The clan looks towards you.
Can one of you translate for me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, what happened was.
No.
He's not speaking Orcish. I'm done.
The other way, yes, for our Orcish friends.
It is my duty as the bone speaker to translate for you.
Hey, bone speaker. Watch me make the biggest mistake of my life. As short as it's going to be now. And I'm gonna say out. A challenge has been made. And wrongs have been done. I will accept the challenge and forgive the wrongs on both sides. Let him go. The big one. Misha, if you can.
I will. I let them go.
I go ahead and translate that, obviously adding some flowery imagery and being grand about it.
Thanks. I think you said more than I said, but...
So says the Bonebreaker.
The orcs, the white tusks, all around, they drop down to their knees. They put their hands on their thighs, and they bow their heads toward you all. And Will gets to his knees, and he bows as well. And he looks up and he says,
Okay.
We put our trust in your wisdom.
I got a wisdom of 10, so not a good idea.
They're not all still frozen, are they?
the hobgoblins, no.
Okay, cool.
The larger, the more wily ones, he looks at the larger one and says, "Fuck this. Come on." And the larger one reaches over, he grabs him by the nape, and very quickly pulls a small blade from at his waist that's sort of almost disguised at the hip, and he just slices his neck. And he grabs at the face of the larger one, scratches at it as he just sort of holds him out at the arm's length, not even flinching as he scratches against his face. Little bits of blood flicker around as he just switches his grip to holding the bleeding throat in front of him as he's stopping the blood. And he looks over and he says,
"You dishonor the Black Dragon."
And he squeezes his neck so the blood until he finally snaps his sliced neck and drops him onto the ground.
My challenge has been accepted.
Yes. Same in my head. Anything y'all can do to help me would be appreciated. Keep it subtle.
Wait, is this a one-on-one battle?
I feel like it.
I believe it's within your right to set the terms of the battle, unless I'm mistaken.
Oh.
But
Fine.
you should maybe clarify now what those terms are going to be.
Yours against ours. The
He
two
sort
of
of-
you against two of us.
Will looks up at you, Chris. And all of you can tell, he looks up at you with pride. Dash, you notice just before Triss was about to say this, Will went to speak, perhaps out of turn. But as Triss sort of finished the sentence, you see a look of pride wash over him, as this was something that he was hoping that she would say. And he sort of puts his head back down. And the large hobgoblin looks at you and says,
So it shall be done, Bonebreaker. Choose your companion, and we will await in the fields.
and they he looks over to his companion, and this other hobgoblin does not seem like he wants to be here. Definitely totally different demeanor than the wily looking one. And he turns to you and says, "We may go and prepare for this battle."
I have a quick question. What? Quick question. My divine sense power as a paladin, is that something that would be visible if I used it?
No.
I'd like to do an action to do that and just to see if these guys are fiends.
Yeah, you do so, and a sort of a swelling within you gives you instant clarity. And yes, they are fiends.
Okay, good to know.
He sort of looks at you, Triss, expectantly hoping that you would grant him this preparatory right to go into the field.
Dash, can you tell the orcs to step aside?
Move aside for the challengers of the Bonebreaker. We will treat them with respect before we dash their blood upon the ground. So says the Bonebreaker.
Bonebreaker! And they all just like rise up once again as they move off to the side, and the emissaries move out of the keep and into the fields to prepare for this tag team bout.
It's a tag team.
Hell yeah. What do you all do to prepare?
So, Triss, who are you bringing with you?
What do you think?
Will speaks up and says, there should be an audience as well, so I don't want any of you to think that whoever goes would truly be alone. But there should be one other to fight.
Yes.
It would be good to bring some of the clan.
We also have a guidance redeemed for Triss, just so you know.
Ooh.
Very fun.
Nice.
Hannah, write that down. I don't want to spoil anything, but we'll have to remember that for next session.
Just so everyone is aware, I can confirm that these people are fiends. I do have some abilities that are effective against fiends. If you choose to fight alongside me.
So yeah, I was considering you. I need somebody who can be up close.
I can certainly do that.
Best at a distance.
I don't want to take Gaxel's spot, but also I am so good at being up close. Think about it.
Another contender, Dash.
I also this
You're
is
not going to offer to fight for me, will you, Mario?
No, I mean, I'd very much like not to.
I'm just teasing you. Come on, out with it.
It is not something that is readily done. At least the former Bonebreaker never really did this, but there have been times past of the clan where the Bonebreaker was merely a champion of our elders. This was long ago. I learned most of these stories from Steel Twister. The time has changed, and now the champion has become, well, the leader.
William, are you trying to tell me that you don't think I can win?
No, of course not. I just, your companions are so eager. I just want you to know that I don't think the Marauders would look down upon you if you were to nominate champions for the bout. This type of brute force, I've learned from watching many bouts of the Bonebreaker, it is mostly best met with equal force. And after watching all of you fare so well against the Bonebreaker, and of course, you scored the final blow, and in an impressive manner. Your companions did seem to fare well in terms of matching strength.
You don't have to. You can say it plainly. I understand what you mean. Yes. What do you guys think? Should somebody else go? I feel somewhat responsible, but
We know that there's one big strong guy. Other one I don't know that we know that much about. I mean, you saw what I did back there. I froze them both in place. It would have been very effective, but I can't promise it will happen again.
If you do choose to nominate myself, I do tend to work best with other people who work up, who can also get up close to the enemy.
If you choose to send our if you choose to send Des and our friend here, then I could give them a little bit of a boon going into it.
I hate to push people into what I reluctantly consider to be my fight, but I do think you would make a good combo.
We would be honored and glad. We are on it. Don't even worry about it. I'm ready.
I look over at Des and I'm like, now listen, you remember this spell lasts for a minute, right?
I remember.
Our little, you know what I'm talking about.
I know that thing. Don't worry about it.
It will be difficult, I think, if we will correct me if I'm wrong, but if we are seen aiding our champions, it would be frowned upon, yes?
Oh, not during the fight, but right before. I can cast, haste.
Nonetheless,
Ash is really good. He'll be real subtle about it. Nobody will even notice.
I seriously doubt he can do anything subtle.
Well, that just hurts.
In fact,
my feelings have never been so hurt before.
I just want you to remember, there will be a ceremonial march out into the battlegrounds. And I think it's unlikely that you will be able to pull this off, but if you want, go for it. If you run out of time, though, you will fall asleep.
William, is it customary for challengers to receive magical enhancement before the fight? Or would that be considered against the terms of the challenge?
Well, Steel Twister was a part of many challenges that he gave aid to the Bonebreaker in, but that was because he fought alongside her. I will be honest, I've not seen it done, but I don't suppose that means it is not against the custom.
Let me rephrase. Do you think that the rest of the White Tusk orcs would be put off by this if they were to witness it?
I would say it would be, for some, looked down upon and
all right. I've been convinced.
If someone who was not participating in the challenge aided the challengers in any visible way, yes.
Yes, I will simply remind the both of you to remain aware, keep your wits about you. I think it's reasonable to give you both the gift of alacrity, and I'll just kind of frame it as I do my somatic components as sort of a blessing, you know. I mean, William may or may not recognize it as a spell, but being this far in advance of the fight, I think it would be unlikely to cause a stir.
All right. And I
go ahead and just give me a stealth check right now.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's a 7. Do I want to re-roll that? Yeah, fuck it. I'll re-roll it.
Do you?
Would you like to explain to chat why you were re-rolling it? Through what ability?
Sure. So Misha has 6 levels in Chronergy Wizard, and so Misha has the ability to sort of twist time around a given target or a given action to just influence the result. Effectively, it's a reroll. But I'm gonna save it because
Okay. You give them the gift of alacrity, and Will. You see that Will. He notices what you're doing.
Okay.
And Will. He looks over to Triss. And he just says, when we win, all I would ask is a favor.
Are we still telepathically connected right now?
It was 2 hours, so.
Oh, okay. Wait, so yes then.
So yes.
So yes,
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, unless
cool,
it's
cool.
been.
I mean, do you want me to like? I could scare the shit out of him and make him forget this favor business if you want.
You know that Will is a part of the telekinesis, right?
Was he
No,
really?
he
No,
wasn't
he wasn't.
in the end.
I thought you said that Will was.
No,
He
it
was, and then I
Like 4
reneged.
people, right?
Oh, gotcha. I didn't hear
Everyone
that. I didn't hear that last part.
So everybody would be actual.
That would be pretty fucked up. If
Yeah.
you know what? I just say it out loud. I'm like, do you want me to scare the shit out of William so he doesn't ask for this favor bullshit? I'm lying. I'm totally kidding. Telepathically. Yeah.
I see no reason not to indulge him. He's been
that's
good
fine.
counsel so far.
All right.
Unless it's something real crazy.
I'll let it go. I suppose that means I shouldn't do my buff though, right?
Probably not. I would say no. I don't think we want anyone seeing us casting spells in front of the thing.
All right.
I have one more question. Is there any rule against the usage of mounts in this sort of fight?
I've seen. I mean, it's kind of open to the Bonebreaker, really.
I'm gonna put an arm around William. It'll just make the battle that more grand, would it not?
If the Bonebreaker sees it fit, usually whatever the challenger brings to the table, the Bonebreaker meets with equal force.
That makes sense. We wouldn't want to do
That they're
it. We wouldn't want to
preparing
kill them too much.
In a similar fashion.
William, thank you for your counsel. You've been very helpful, and the Bone Whisperer recognizes the
Major Domo.
the great intellect and within you, and your historical perspective is important.
Yes, it certainly
I
is.
don't speak for the Bonebreaker, but I would endorse us aiding you, or at least considering your request.
I don't know if this is actually going to be a visible thing that I'm going to do, but I'm gonna try it anyways because why not? And I'm gonna say, come here, guys. I'm gonna group huddle again because I guess I'm known for our group huddles. And I'm gonna make sure I'm touching both Des and Gaxel. Oh, because you're such good friends with Des, let's get Dash in there as well. And I'm gonna redo my psychic whispers to have them. Now Misha is out of the loop.
Okay.
Because if my boys are gonna be fighting, I want to be able to talk to them. I
Okay.
don't know if that requires anything on my point. on my part, but I'm using
no worries.
psionic energy.
Yeah, your psionic link, I believe it's as long as, or is it touch based? I'm not.
I don't know. I was just.
That was
I
just
think it's
flavor?
just that I can see. Yeah, I'm just flavor.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, there's no
flavor.
There is no actual physical indication that you have psychically connected with someone as long as you are able to see them. So that link does connect. And Misha, you feel that sort of like connection dissipate.
Yep.
I rolled a 6, so it lasts for 6 hours now.
Amazing.
Hell yeah.
Good stuff.
And I will say specifically to Des and Gaxel, do your best, but we will not let you fall.
Understood.
You say that telepathically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry. I'm going to eat their faces.
Do you say that telepathically?
Yes.
Sal, I need to clarify this right now. Vicious mockery only requires a verbal component, and in the actual description it says you unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments at a creature.
Yeah.
Could I theoretically be casting that at them during this thing without it being visible? Because like
if they
it's psychic damage. It's all I'm doing is insulting them. There's subtle enchantments in there.
Yeah, you can certainly try.
with my insight and knowledge of the Arcana, do I really believe I can get away with that? Is what I'm asking.
You are confident that you could cast the spell without the White Tusk orcs knowing that you are casting Vicious Mockery against the challenge.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Nice.
Yes, you're very confident in that.
Nice.
Nice. Heckle him to death.
Listen, with my deception, I'm gonna try to heckle them to death. I fucking. What are they gonna do? They're gonna be like, he's casting spells. I'll be like, obviously I'm not. Did you guys see anything? Did you guys see anything? Fuck you.
What if the old man Muppet just fucking killed Fozzie like that? Like,
I love it. All right. So as you all prepare for the new challenge to the title of Bonebreaker by these emissaries from the Ebon Crusade, given this charge by the Black Dragon himself under the ever-ruling eye of Zakon, the Lord of Hell, you steel yourselves and prepare Gaxel and Desperado for this challenge. And we will end the session there and pick up next week for episode 3 of Cold Hearts. Thank you all for joining us. Sorry, it's a little shorter than usual today, but I'm glad that we got to this point in the story. We've got 3 more sessions, 3 more episodes left of this fun little excursion. So I'm very excited for you all to see this play out. We're going to fucking open up with a banger ass combat next session. So definitely Jenna and Jamie come a little bit prepared with maybe you feel free to strategize. You guys have remember this group has known each other for a long time. So this scenario probably has come up before where the two of you are on the front lines and maybe you have some rapport about like what it is you'd like to try to do. So definitely do that. Do your best. I'm going to be coming at you with everything I got. You know what is a new D&D adventure without the fear of death of a character. So I'm very excited. Hopefully we will see most all of you in chat here next week once again. We will be starting at our usual time of 6 p.m. Eastern Standard here on A Little Dicey. So definitely join us then. We're going to be sending out some announcements and stuff during the day to just remind you like, hey, we're going to be starting at 6:30 or 6 o'clock like usual. So just be there for that. We'll be all here at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time once again. And also shouts out real quick to our producer, Mika. You know them as Hello Diddy in the chat and everything like that. Obviously, if you've been here long enough. you know them pretty well. They run. I feel like we had a handful of new people hop in on the stream today, so I just want to kind of explain a couple things while we're actually playing during the stream. You know, we don't read chat too much. Mika kind of just handles that and relays to us like what's going on in chat, so that we know like when people redeem things and whatnot. So if you ask questions and whatnot, usually Mika is there, and obviously you guys know this because you've been talking to them through this entire time. But I just wanted to explain that. But what you don't know is they also made all of our overlays that you've been seeing throughout the game. I've got the stream in chat on my phone, and it looks amazing. You can see the scrolling stat screens with our little, very cute little emoji designs of our characters, with the scrolling stats that you can see in the classes and the races that our lovely players are playing. So Mika designed all those things, designed the entire overlay, our icons and stuff like that, and does a really wonderful job with running the stream. And I also just want to say a quick thank you to Garrett, who has been actually streaming like us through his PC so that I could, usually I do it, but I've been running into some issues technical wise. Yeah, technologically on my PC. So Garrett's been able to help us out by doing that, but hopefully we'll be able to get things squared away, and there won't be any weird like frame drops or audio issues in the coming weeks. So I just want to shout out both of you two. So thank you very much for that. And yeah, join us on Discord. Mika, if you want to link the Discord for all of our new people, if you want to hop in on there.
Yeah, they did not too long ago. Perfect.
Awesome, great. So definitely hop in there if you're new. Say hi. We always hang out in the Discord. We talk a bunch of shit in Town Square, and you can ask anything that might be coming up in the question board. And all that stuff, and we just kind of generally hang out there, you know what I mean? It's always a good place to be. And then if you do want to check out our original campaign, you can see pretty much every episode. I believe there's one exception, unfortunately, that has been lost to time. But you can see all 45 episodes of The Great Meridian Crown, which is our main show that we're taking a hiatus from right now on YouTube. That's on our YouTube channel at a Little Dice. You'll be able to see that in announcements. We usually, actually earlier today, we announced when the past couple episodes were uploaded onto YouTube as VODs. So definitely check that out if you want to check out more of our content. Yeah, just follow us on the rest of our social medias. I believe that's up in our like overlays and stuff, and our our goodbye screens and our starting screens and stuff like that. We've got a Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that kind of jazz. So definitely give us some follows on there. We definitely do announcements we tweet out things on when we have to sort of hold off on, going live or something, or if there's a change of time. So definitely follow us on Twitter. That's a nice thing to follow. I think that's it for any follow-up things I wanted to do with any of our new viewers. So yeah, just a big thank you guys. We really appreciate it. It's always nice to see new people hop in, even while we're now virtual, as we you would have noticed if you check out the VODs. We used to all play together in person in a nice little studio, but now that we're virtual, we really appreciate you sticking around with us. So just wanted to give all those shout outs. We'll see you next week. Same time, well, actually different time, Wednesday, usual time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same place, twitch.tv/a-little-dice. So thank you guys very much, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Peace out.
Oh, we're fading out. Oh, it's happening.